I'm going to show you this makeup look from scratch today. It's really super easy and it's great for this time of year. I literally just used 2 eyeliners to do my eyes and they set really well, eyeliners. So if you find that maybe this time of year you get a bit more hay fever or things run on you, it can be great to just map out a smoky eye with something that will lock in for the day. So I'll show you how to do that. Now, if you're in Birmingham, I'm doing a makeup masterclass this week. It's completely free to attend. I'd love you to come. It's at the KIKO store in the Bullring and it's on Thursday the 6th of June from 12:30 to 1:15, and I'll be around afterwards if you want to go through anything. The masterclass itself will be really interactive. It'll be me doing a similar look to this on my model. It's all in celebration of the new Gold Reflections collection from Kiko, which is everything I'm wearing today, like glowy, buttery skin, easy to blend, really lovely. But by all means, please come along if you're free. And essentially this video is me mapping out what I'm going to do for next week. Obviously if you come, there'll be loads more tips and techniques thrown in, but to give you a bit of a taster, this is what's in store. Okay, I've got my hair out of the way. I've already got my sun cream on. What I am going to do is put on just a little bit of this Ella & Joe lip balm. You know me, my lips are always really dry. And we're kind of killing several birds with one stone today because I wanted to do like a longer video because I feel like I haven't done one of those in a while. I've got my cousin visiting today, which is lovely. I'm going to see him after this. I'm seeing a friend of mine I haven't seen in ages, and then tomorrow morning I'm talking to the Kiko team, so I'm going to take some pictures of this look and just kind of say this is what I was hoping to do on Thursday. First of all, I'm going to start with, so everything on Thursday I'm going to be using will be from their new Gold Reflections collection, so that's all the stuff I'm going to use today. This is the Luminous face base, and it kind of, it's not super, you know when some illuminators get a bit of a foil finish, it's quite a pearly, creamy finish. I'm going to see how this will layer under my CC cream. I'm not going to use it everywhere. I'm just going to work it in to kind of the high points of the skin and like the outer points of the skin. Now I'm using the original CC cream today, so sometimes because that's full coverage, sometimes it doesn't pick up necessarily if you put something luminous underneath it, but some things will shine through. If you were to use, say, the Nude Glow CC cream, it absolutely would, because that's much sheerer. But do you see what I mean? That isn't like super shiny, but it adds a nice glow. So I'm going to start with kind of half a pump. It's a really warm day today, so I don't want to have anything really heavy on my skin. And half a pump will probably be more than enough to tick everything off. So yeah, if you are around on Thursday, it'd be really lovely to see you. I'm really excited actually to be doing something in Birmingham. And Nikki, who manages the Kiko store, I used to work with her years ago. She was on Clinique when I was in Selfridges as the beauty personal shopper. So when I saw it was her, I was delighted. Let me start now mapping out what I'm going to do. This isn't part of the collection. It's just a traditional brow pencil from Kiko. Because it's so warm today, I'm going to do all of my powders first because I can already feel this kind of area of my face is getting a bit dewier, and I need to get those powders on before it gets dewy because otherwise they'll go on clumpy. Now I'm going to have a little experiment with, this is the Summerproof powder foundation, which has an added SPF 50. Rather than put lots of this on, because I don't want to necessarily build my coverage, I'm just going to pat this over the CC to set it into place and just kind of make a bit of a velvety canvas for where my powders are going to go on top. I'm just going to go in around here also. Again, areas that I know I'm prone to moisture buildup. Next, I'm going to use the Sunkissed Baked Bronzer, and really crucially, a very large brush. This is the Bobbi Brown powder brush. And basically, again, a bit like what I did with that powder foundation, I don't really want any harsh lines with this. I want a sweep of colour to just generally warm up the outer parts of the face, down the nose, anywhere that the sun would naturally hit. And I'm going to pat this on rather than rubbing it in. Now, if you didn't have any coverage on, you could absolutely rub away at this. But because I've got a full coverage underneath, I don't want to lift anything off. I just want to create these layers on top of each other. I'm just going to really gently pat that into place, and even that I can see such a difference. I'm in an in-between tan day today, so I'm going to do a big exfoliate tonight and do a fresh tan. So don't look at the neck down, quite frankly. Obviously, now that I've told you to do that, it's the first place you're going to look. I would do exactly the same. Okay, now we're going in with the Fusion Glow Blush, and this is going to be with a much smaller brush, which again is from Bobby, the angled face brush. This has a pearly finish, so I'm going to be quite careful where I place this, because I've always got a bit of texture kind of really in the cheek area, but in particular the fullest parts. So again, I'm using this patting technique, and I'm almost going to try and keep to these upper outer parts of the cheeks. That's a lovely flush of pink. And now I'm going to take the Gleaming Waves highlighter through the brow bones. I'm then going to take that kind of around the top of that blusher to soften the edge and just make everything kind of look soft and buttery. I don't want to put too much powder near my eyes yet though, because to do my eyes I'm going to use an eyeliner all over, so I still want it to be relatively moist so that I can buff that out, and then when I'm happy with the look I'll see if anything needs sealing or setting, but I will just take what's left on the inner corners of the eyes. Now to do my eyes, I'm just going to use an eyeliner. I saw this colour and I thought it's going to be so lovely on all skin tones, all eye colours, and I just want this all over the eyes. So I'm going to do one eye at a time, buff it out, and then do the next eye so that it doesn't dry in between. Then when it's all blended out, I'm going to go back in really to kind of exactly where the lash line is, and maybe up to the natural crease to just intensify that colour more, and then blend that join. Now these liners promise 10-hour wear, and if you're a hay fever sufferer or someone that naturally has watery eyes, this is the kind of thing that is just going to be so reliable, and it isn't going to budge if you find that your eyes are running through the day. And that is super simple and soft, but I love it. And then let's not forget, first and foremost, it is an eyeliner. You don't have to do a smoky eye with it every time, but you have a nice colour that isn't black or brown, which are the colours that so many of us gravitate towards for that kind of classic smoky eye. And you can mix it up a little bit, and you see what I mean, that it's kind of got just enough lilac in it that it brings out your eyes a little bit. It doesn't feel overly coloured, but it is different to the everyday kind of smoky colours, and it just warms everything up that little bit. And that liner was number 02, by the way. Now I actually love that fresh on its own, but I feel like if I put a tiny bit of black near the lash line, that'll make my lashes look fuller when I come to do my mascara, so I'm going to do that too. You see how everything's just a bit smudgy? That not only is easier to create, but I just think it wears that bit more softly through the day. As I say, if you, let's say, have hay fever, or you've just got a long day and you know that it will gently disintegrate as the day goes on, this is just a kind of smudgy finish that will do so really beautifully, and it won't be like anything looks unfinished or undone, because it was all nice and smudgy to begin with. So now I'm going in with the Volume and Care Effect mascara. I've just spilled that. That's going to be so much easier for me to remove if I wait for it to dry. So we'll all ignore that for a second. Right, let's see if that's not bad. There we go. And then finally, I'm going to map out my lips. What they've done with this collection is made matching liner and lipstick names so that you know the perfect match when you've chosen your lippy. And now, just for good measure, I'm going to go back in with the highlighter and just finish off and make sure everything is looking really pearly and radiant. I think as well, because I've sealed in with the powder foundation, I want to make sure that there is a lot of glowiness with that long wear. So there's the finished look. I know I've kind of shown you in the video, but really I was just mapping out exactly what I wanted to do, but on the day it'll be different because I'll kind of be going through tips and techniques. As well, it'll be interactive, so if you were available and wanted to come, you know, I'll answer questions along the way. We can tailor everything to your skin type, anything that you find with your makeup that you want to solve along the way. And I'll stick around afterwards, so if you wanted any help finding anything, if you just generally want to tell me something about your routine or whatever you're using, just please feel free. I'll be there for chats. That's always my favourite bit anyway. But listen, I hope you had a lovely weekend. Thank you for watching, and I'll chat to you really soon.